You guys, you're gonna love this home video. I took it all myself.
How would you like to sit through an hour or two of this? All these wild camera movements are enough to make you seasick. You can keep your audience interested just by knowing a few techniques and basic rules. With a little practice, your home video will have a professional look.
What happens when the light's red? There's a little red dot.
Here are a few basic camera movements you need to know. A pan moves from side to side, as in this example, from the left side to the right side, while a tilt moves up or down. But generally speaking, don't use a move at all unless you have a very good reason. Use a move primarily to follow action. The zoom is the most overused function on your camera. Its real purpose is to allow you to get wide shots and tight shots using only one lens. Once you've mastered the basic camera techniques, there are a few rules you need to follow. Rule 1, vary your shots. Take a wide shot, take a medium shot, take a tight shot. Never take 2 shots in a row of the same thing without changing your picture a little. Here's what happens. Your picture seems to jump. Rule 2 is screen direction. If the subject is moving past you, in this example from left to right, it must always be shot going in that same direction until it stops or changes direction. Otherwise, you end up with a lot of confusing pictures. Now it's time to learn how to tell a story with your camera. One pitfall to avoid is the tendency to shoot everything.
There he is. Over there. See him?
The best stories are short and include only the most important elements needed to convey the idea. By carefully choosing your shots and following the rules, you can produce an interesting video that will keep your audience interested. Otherwise, you'll have an audience of one. Mark Plute, Channel 2 News.
These were some of my son's first steps. Documenting the lives of our children and family can be one of the greatest uses for your video camera. Here's some suggestions to help you get the best family videos from your camera. Too often, pictures of children are shot from above. For better results, kneel down and shoot at the child's level. This makes your subject look more natural, and you'll capture those spontaneous expressions.
Can you put the apples in the basket?
This may have happened to you before. The kids are doing something that you just have to get on tape. You grab the camera, run over to them, and start taping. The problem is they see you coming and stop whatever they're doing. Try this next time. Put the camera on a tripod and take the pictures from a few yards back. Your kids will be less likely to notice the camera, and you'll have more natural-looking pictures of them playing. In fact, leave the camera rolling and join in the fun yourself.
Bye-bye.
Why should the kids get all the camera time?
Daddy's gonna get an apple.
Apple? You want an apple? Atta boy.
Good apple, huh?
Even with today's highly sensitive cameras, lighting can be a problem sometimes. Always try to keep your light source behind the camera, and this way you'll avoid the silhouetted shots. Indoors, adding an extra light can really improve your video, but watch the cords. Children and even adults could trip over them.
Inside Mom, so...
The videotaping of newborn Catherine will be special for her and for her whole family when she's older. Moments like these only come around once, so it's important to capture them the first time. By keeping in mind and using a few of these tips, you will be able to capture and hold your family's memories forever. I'm Eric Spoler, Channel 2 News.
She's got a cold today. Come on, smile.
Remember when you first bought your camcorder? You had great ideas for using it then.
Yeah. Say hi. That looks good.
But something happened, and it ended up on the closet shelf. Why not take it out one more time?
There are a lot more things that you can do with your camera that you might not have thought of. For example, why not use your camera to lose weight?
With your camera on a tripod, you can take pictures of yourself walking, standing, and heaven forbid, bending over to get something out of the refrigerator. Play the tape back and you'll see yourself as others see you. This can give you the incentive that you need to start that diet or exercise program. You can use a camera to improve your communication skills. Set up the camera and have someone interview you. The replay will reveal your strengths and weaknesses.
After 60 years of marriage...
This works with public speaking, too. Also, dancing, learning a musical instrument. You can even tape yourself during a workout to use over and over again. Remember all those 8mm movies in the attic? Why not videotape them for viewing on your TV screen? All you need is a tripod, a non-reflective white card, and a projector. Start the projector running, frame up your picture, roll your tape, and you're in business. You can even add your own soundtrack later to complete your epic. A camcorder can protect your valuables. Make a video record of your most important possessions.
Model 45982.
Describing them as you go helps to identify important items. Be sure and store your tape away from your home. A safety deposit box is a perfect place. And if the unfortunate happens and you lose something, you have a video record of what is missing or destroyed. Insurance companies are willing to accept video documentation in most cases. So rather than closeting your camcorder, put it to work for you. It can be fun and rewarding. Mike Fusey, Channel 2 News.
They're at every sporting event. Home video cameras, recording all the action. But how do you get the best shots? The main factor in good sports photography is position.
Go to any Blazer or Winterhawk game and look to see where the cameras are set up. Center of the arena on a tripod. It's generally the best location to capture all the action.
If you shoot on the field, you generally want to be in front of the play so that the action comes toward you, not away from you. In games like basketball and volleyball, the best ground level shot is from the end zone, so you aren't panning back and forth, which tends to make people watching get seasick. When you are on the sideline or end zone of any game, watch out for flying bodies. It is your job to stay out of the way. If you don't, it can be hazardous to your health and bad for your camera. When you are shooting a game, don't shoot close-ups or too tight. You need the perspective of the other players chasing. In other words, don't always center the action in your viewfinder. Instead, lead the runner so you can see what's just ahead or behind. With sports, you should think about the event you are shooting. Think to yourself, what are the possibilities in this situation? In football, 3rd and long means a probable pass or draw play. If you think about the possibilities ahead of time, you won't be caught off guard very often. Remember, if you keep the ball in frame, you'll never be far from the action. Finally, a word of courtesy. Remember, there are other people there to enjoy the game. When you set up your tripod or pick your spot to shoot from, select a location that won't block anyone's view. When you are on the sideline or end zones, stay out of the coaches, players, and referees' way. Phil Beard, Channel 2 News.
Well, I'm telling you, you're not leaving.
First, remember, not everyone will be glad to see you and your video camera. Not private citizens.
I'm in nothing. Don't you take my picture.
Nor official personnel.
What are the purposes of this rally?
But if you stay on public property, streets and sidewalks, you should be okay. Fire and police have the final word on where you can be to take your pictures. Don't block access for official crews. Stay back and zoom in with your lens. Be alert. Use common sense. Try to anticipate what action will occur next and get into a position to shoot it when it does.
Holy cow, this whole place is falling down.
Some of the best pictures of weather phenomena have come from amateur photographers. Always get a wide shot to show perspective of the scene, and hold your shots as steady as you can for 5 to 10 seconds. Camcorders don't like moisture. Protect your equipment from the elements. A plastic garbage bag is a cheap and disposable way to keep things dry. Remember, you can't take pictures without your camera. Find a safe, convenient location for your camcorder and have it with you whenever possible. Make sure your batteries are fully charged and get familiar with the audio and light filtering systems. Know how your gear operates so that when adjustments are needed, they can be made quickly. Getting to the new scene first, being ready to shoot, usually means better pictures.
I think the first thing I try and do when I arrive on the scene or I'm thinking about is, where can I get to get the best vantage point of what's going on? You want to hold down the frantic motions as much as possible. You'd like to be steady. You don't really need to worry about zooms and pans because action speaks for itself. If you're following the action, you don't really have to think about those things.
Lots of unexpected things can happen to even the most careful photographer.
Whoa! You okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay.
Camera location is very important and needs to be thought about in advance. When you look into your camera's viewfinder, you tend to concentrate on that image and not what's going on around you. Know where you're at and what obstacles might be getting into your way. Safety first. Tom Augusti, Channel 2 News.